Everybody having a good time? Yeah? It's a nice day. It's good stuff.
Don't worry, I'm not going to sing.
Cool. I am, yeah. So we've got 3 songs here. Had some tracks at my house. It's all I could find, I'm sorry. But so these are the songs you're going to have to deal with. That's the way it is. So took the guitars out. We kept the cleans in because we didn't want to set up a second amp each because we're lazy. So there you go. The cleans will be there to track. So.
Yeah, it's going to be all good.
Hope you guys, hope this doesn't bore you too much.
That was pretty damn good.
It's really weird without the other guys. Very weird.
Yeah.
It was weird but wonderful watching it from a sitting position, watching 2 of the most energetic men in metal sit relatively calmly and kill it. You guys pick with aggression, but with such, dare I be obsequious, accuracy. How often do you have to practice to maintain that level of diligence, chaps?
Joel, you go first.
Oh man, practice. We don't know too much about that. We're pretty bad. We're pretty bad about that, actually.
I should probably apologize. I'm not really playing very well today. I haven't touched a guitar in 4 weeks.
Speaking as a fellow guitar player, I hate you. You despicable person.
I've been busy. I went on vacation with my girlfriend for her birthday.
No,
and
dude.
then I've been doing press for our new record, which is coming out soon.
Yes.
You like that plug?
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, I hate you because you're playing too damn well. If I don't play for 4 days, I suck worse. And you're playing
You're
like
not
this.
listening to me close enough. That's good.
Yes,
thing.
I'm watching though. And I have to ask you one question. One normally has to go to a Zakk Wylde concert to hear that amount of quality pick squeals. Where does that come from?
I don't know. Probably.
I think Zach's
We
a
listen
big-
to a lot of
yeah.
Zakk Wylde.
Zach's a big influence, man. Yeah. He's always been a hero of ours, for sure.
Now, how do
Still
you
is.
guys approach the two guitar technique? Because sometimes you're together in perfect unison, then you're doing harmonies, then you're doing juxtaposition stuff. How do you write that? Do you think that way when you create, or does it come as a result of going, hey, it would be cool if you did this and I did this? How does that arise?
We never write together, ever. So,
Yeah, it's kind of tough these days with everybody living different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So we all kind of just put things together, and when we have ideas, then we get together and figure out who's going to do what. And
It's more so
Gotta piece
like you
things
don't
together.
want to play the same riff the same way every time, you know. So, like, you know, if you can put a harmony in there and make it more interesting the second time around, do it.
yeah, or even just a texture, some chords or some octaves, like something to keep the song moving, you know?
And when you're working out those complementary parts, are you using musical theory or just your ears or passion or drink? Which one?
Straight up passion.
I would say drink.
He
No,
said straight up
actually, a
drink.
little bit of all those things. Yeah.
All those essential ingredients are together. So, do you have any musical theory background at all, or you just hear it? You do?
Yeah, I graduated from Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Wow. See, if you ask the right question, you learn something new every day. What was your major? Oboe?
No, music production and engineering.
Which is going to lead me some questions to you later, sir, because you are quite a darn good producer and engineer, I must say.
No.
Yes, you are. Does anyone agree with me that he's a really good producer and engineer?
Did he pay you to say that? Or clap?
I rest my case, sir. I'm going to quickly ask you about the guitars you're holding, because not only are they beautiful instruments, but they sound really good, and you both have synergy models. Let's talk a bit about comparison.
That is actually why we're here.
Yes, you are.
You first, go ahead.
Me first. Okay.
why
Yeah, funny story about how I first played a comparison guitar. We were on tour with Soilwork. It was an awesome band, by the way, good friends of ours. And I was standing side stage right before they went on, and Peter said, "Joel, I got to take a piss. Hold my guitar." And it was a comparison. I was like, "What is this thing?" So I was playing it for a minute while he went to the bathroom, and I was like, "Dude, you got to get me in touch with those guys, because that's one of the nicest guitars I've ever played." And that was, I don't know, 16 years ago, something like that. Long time. So we've been playing them for a long time, and just wonderful company, beautifully designed guitars. Should we talk about our particular
Yes.
guitars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So yeah, the guitar I'm playing right now, it's called a Dellinger JSM. This is my new signature model, and it's a bolt-on neck guitar. The neck is reinforced with walnut, so it's very stable. It holds its setup very well on the road. Maple fretboard, medium-sized frets, and the body is mahogany. It's funny, it has a walnut top, which kind of gives it some, I think, added girth in the tone, some extra low mids, which is really nice. I think it sounds a lot thicker than a typical bolt-on neck guitar. You know, Fishman active pickups, which Adam and I were lucky enough to be able to design with the Fishman guys. So this is our signature set as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of similarities with mine and his, except for the fact, well, obviously, mine has this is based on a TAT model, which is through and through, neck through design. So my whole thing is, like, I needed something that just, would take a beating on stage, because I sweat like a pig. I'm really hard on my gear. I actually have broken many guitars in the past with my sweat. I had a bolt-on before, and you're not going to believe this. I sweat so much, I sweat out the bolt holes so I could move my neck side to side. So the neck-through design was probably the best option for me. So doing that, I've taken out the neck pickup just because you want that chunk of wood for your tone. The more wood, the more tone you get. So it's a one-trick pony, but it's the best trick you can do in metal. You know, I think it's great. Yeah, same thing with the bridge. It's there for ease of use. It's perfect. Love it. Got the locking tuners. Got stainless steel frets because they can take a beating. I have to change my frets actually once in a while. From the low tuning, we do drop C, so we'd actually see some wear on the frets a lot. But these things are a little bit brighter too. So if you like bright guitar tone, it's pretty cool. So we got the push pull. We did with Fishman.
Yep.
After a passive pickup that we love. I don't know if we can talk about which one it is. So.
I think we have to keep that a secret.
Yeah, it's a secret. So, and I think
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. The one difference on my guitar, I have a neck pickup in my guitar as well.
Yeah.
And so the push pull on the tone pot for this, which normally in a lot of the Fishman modern sets it's a high frequency tilt, and in this guitar it's this pickup set it's actually a coil tap, which was kind of we'd kind of asked Fishman if they'd be able to do something like that, so we get some single coil tones for cleans and stuff like that. So it's kind of a nice feature too.
Yeah.
So you can get some stratty, twanger tones if you want out of these as well, in addition to the crushing metal sounds.
Yeah. They're great guitars. We love these things.
Yeah, fantastic.
I gotta say, I've learned two things today. Number one, you're a Berkeley graduate. Number two, I'd never equated the fact that just having one pickup gives you more wood in the guitar.
Of course it does.
Yeah, duh. Yeah,
Yes.
right? Amazing. But I'd never equated it to tone, so thank you for that.
This is probably the loudest guitar I've ever played. Like the body just resonates.
Resonates, yeah. Do you think the string through help at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So neck through, string through, wood through, and you're set. Going back to your songwriting for a sec, as that My Curse proves so well, you guys, I would say, are one of the true modern masters of using light and shade without losing aggression. What's your secret behind that? What's the secret sauce, sir?
Light and shade without losing aggression. I don't know.
Or passion, should I say? Because it fits. Like when My Curse mellows out, per se, I still want to punch someone.
There you go.
Well, that might be a personal thing for you, Nick. I'm sorry.
So was that
issues,
out
Nick.
loud? Darn it.
Yeah.
Cue
we
more
just-
therapist bills.
We like metal. We like music. We like melody. You
Yeah.
know, we just like incorporating other things instead of screaming and yelling all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it really just stems from us listening to all kinds of music, really mellow stuff. At the end of the night, after a show, we usually listen to folk music, mellow, indie rock, stuff like that, just to wind down. Depending on how many beers we've had, sometimes it could be vicious death metal. You never know.
Yeah.
And
We like it all.
Speaking of listening habits, before we get to the next tune, which I'm sure you're eagerly awaited for, folks, can you just quickly discuss, both of you individually, your influences then, now, as well as now, if that makes sense? Who started you playing and why, and who do you listen to now and why? Guitar-wise or writing-wise or music-wise?
Sure.
Everything. Like we literally listen to all styles of music.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah.
Back then, it was a lot of like European metal, right? Like In Flames and
I think
Carcass.
so, yeah, early in the Killswitch days for sure.
Yeah,
We were
absolutely.
Definitely very influenced at the gates, and yeah, Carcass for sure, and Flames, Soilwork. But yeah, as far as guitar influences, though, is that what you mean?
As a
Yeah, as a little kid.
I always loved Eddie Van Halen and Angus Young. They were like my favorites for sure.
And now Zach Wilde, of course, with the
Oh yeah,
Squeals. but
absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. And are there any new bands that excite you musically? Is there anyone in your vast repertoire of what you listen to? Is anything new that really catches you?
I like a lot of death metal. So like there's a band. They're not really new, but they just put out a record and it's called Aborted, and they are just brutal.
Yeah, they're good.
Guys are insane.
Yeah, and they have the the gift of knowing when to slow it down and break it down, but they're just like, it's like a shred factory the entire time.
When it comes to songwriting, because your songs are very, as you've said, that like your songs aren't overlong. Like do you do a lot of self-editing? Because you don't have any 7-minute epics.
We
really.
just don't want to bore people.
Yeah.
I feel bad for keeping all you guys here. You can leave if you want.
Yeah.
We just don't want to bore our listeners. We want everybody to have a good time. You know, and
Well, on behalf of all these people, I'm sure you'll reflect me when I say this. Thank you for doing that, because you do not bore me, sir.
oh, good.
You do not bore me
Thanks,
at all.
guys.
You guys are so nice.
Thank you, guys.
This is why I'm proud to call Fort Wayne my home. There's nice people here who love metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking of metal, could I indulge you
Nice
to
segue.
play? Yeah, see? Could I ask you chaps, would you like to play another tune? Say please. I guess that's a yes.
It's a song we did for that wrestler guy, CM Punk. This Fire Burns, it's called. 2 count off. Ready?
That was jolly good. And some more nice light and shade that didn't lose the angst, dare I say.
We're not very angry people.
You're not, actually. That's the funny thing.
We're pretty happy guys.
Yeah, you have a remarkable... Your humor on stage is one of the reasons I love watching you guys live. I'm disappointed you don't have a cape on today, sir. But
It's too hot
in
for
the laundry.
cape, right? In the laundry.
when it comes to one of the things that I'm going to make no secret about this with my bones. I'm a big Killswitch fan, which is why I wanted to do this, because I want to pick these guys' brains. Not for you. I don't care about you guys. I just want to learn it from you. Let's talk tone, because you guys always, not only live but in the studio, you get that. It's a big, fat, girthy sound, but it remains focused. Is there a trick behind that, especially with your production side? Are you front-ending amps a lot?
Don't put too much low end in your guitar tone.
Okay, so that's tip number one, low end, not always good. What should they put in? Or should I put in more to the point?
One of our secrets for many years has just been the Maxon 808 overdrive. Boost every distorted guitar we do is boosted with that pedal, and it really brings a lot of clarity to everything. It kind of gets rid of that rumble, adds a little bit of nice compression.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've learned, is that pedal in particular, like some others that were born from it, they kind of give you a nice mid bump, but get rid of some of the hashiness and also some of the low end that people think is desirable, but sometimes it can actually get in the way.
That's where the bass guitar lives.
Good point. So all of you 7-string guitar guys, roll that bass off a bit, let the bass player breathe.
Man. Or kick your bass player out, one or the other. He might be a real jerk.
No, where the hell was I? That was good, by the way. Yeah, if you don't like your bass player, just crank the bass and add a string,
fine.
and you're
Just
good.
keep the bass up and just
Yeah, then
get rid of your bass player.
He can go. He can go.
Sorry to all bass players.
Bass is good.
You're welcome, sir.
And one of my favorite songs of yours is All Hope Is Not Lost. And at the end, you guys are very adept at what I would call the underdub. You do stuff underneath the main riffs that add to it, but do not detract when they're not there live. What is your methodology behind that? There are some harmonies at the end of that which are just breathtaking, but they don't take away from the power of the riff. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of that song. I haven't heard it in a
I
few
don't
years.
even know what song you're talking about.
I know what you mean, though, with the underdub. And I think that goes back to just adding texture and keeping a song moving.
Right.
It's like, hey, this is the part that's happening. It's happening again. And what are we going to do to make it interesting and not bore people?
Now,
We like textures, you know?
Yeah.
so, and this is something that I've learned over the years from various people, is that, because what you guys are good at doing is you add texture as the song goes on in such a way that even if that texture is not there live because you don't have another 5 guitar players, it doesn't detract from the impact of the live show or the impact of the song. How do you gauge that? Can you succinctly describe what I've just asked so awfully?
Well, I guess it's just, it's such a secondary part. It doesn't really carry the song, you know? It's just there to kind of make something feel atmospheric and take you away from that, you know, the way the riff felt the first time through, you know, and when you keep building a song, you keep adding things, it just, you know, obviously feels like it's going somewhere else instead of just hanging out and getting boring, you know?
Now, does that, which well put, sir, does that come while you're writing the song or while you're recording the song? Do you start hearing stuff where, for this last bit, I want to put something else in for that little bit of atmospheric edge?
Sometimes you hear it while you're writing it, sometimes you hear it while you're in the studio, you know?
Gotcha.
It's like, I've heard this riff too many times already. We got to end this song or add something.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's well put. Do you have any influences with regards to that, either production-wise or songwriter-wise, people who are good at that? Did something spark that initially?
It's hard to say. I mean, again, I think that comes from just having a lot of different musical influences and wanting to hear textures and things move and not just chug the whole time. Because at some point there needs to be some kind of fresh breath of air, I guess, for us anyway, in a song. So that's just how we tend to write. You know, we like textures and moving parts. And
Gotcha. Now, I hate categorizing music. You know, the modern journalist or modern journalists like to put everything in a neat little box. So a lot of people refer to you guys metalcore, whatever that may be. In fact, MTV called
Stupid.
MTV said you're the forefathers of stupid. Then.
All right, we are the forefathers of stupid.
I got something right.
So how would you describe your music without putting it in a box?
Stupid. Metal riffs, screaming, yelling, and some singing. Right?
With some
Pretty much
with
it.
with some texture.
Some double bass
Yeah.
here and there.
A lot of drums.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some riffs.
There's some bass guitar, some cymbals in there too.
Yeah.
Talking of drums, you were actually, when the Killswitch was first formed, you were beating the Skins.
I founded the band with the bass player. Yeah. I played drums for, what, 4 years?
First few years, yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
And then you switched to guitar and you haven't looked back.
Yep, I got tired of setting up my drum set.
And carrying it.
Just like dissing all the other players out there. Like, guitar's awesome. You just plug in and you're good. I don't have to set up a drum set. It's like half an hour. Sucks. Sucks to be you guys. And then you gotta tune them. Jeez.
Yeah. Did you find that your drumming experience helped you rhythmically? Because you're very aggressive. I'm watching your picking hand, and it's pretty brutal. I'm not surprised you break guitars.
It's the sweat.
Yeah, but there's power. There's like some Zakk Wylde-esque muscle there. Do you work out?
Lots of finger curls.
I can't come back from that one. But and on the so what we're going to do next, folks, is they have one more. Just looking at the clock here, we're doing pretty good. But how many of you guys have seen Killswitch before and love the band? Everybody, right? So what we're going to do is this. In a minute, they're going to play another song, and then after that, I'm going to come out with the mic, and I'm going to ask you guys to ask them questions. Are you cool with that? Does anyone have questions? Good. So I'm going to bring the mic out to you, so you're going to put your hand up. But I'm going to start the ball rolling by asking you guys some questions. And a few came from Sweetwater. And the first one is from a fine guy called Matt Smith, who's a big fan of yours. He's from your neck of the woods. He said, gentlemen, if you had to make a new Killswitch album on a desert island, you could only use one guitar, one amp, and one pedal. To each of you separately, first Adam, then Joel, what would that guitar, that amp, and that pedal be?
We'd need the 808, right?
We need the 808.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that.
So
That's
the 808's a certain, so 808's the same for both of you.
Yes.
I would
that's
choose my 5150 from the first generation. It's story behind it. Phil from All That Remains was playing in a death metal band back in Western Mass called Perpetual Doom, right? Yeah.
Perpetual Doom.
And I walked into the club while they were on, and I just was immediately like, what is that guitar tone? Wow. And then I just told him, I'll just buy that from you whenever you're going to sell it. And I bought it.
So the
Still have it.
So by the original, you mean the P version?
Oh, yeah.
The PV version.
I don't know, but Joel, are you cool playing through that?
That thing's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, the cool thing is Joel can pick his own amp too, so
Oh.
yeah, you can share the pedal.
Yeah,
which
we'll
means you
share the
have one
pedal.
extra, which means you can have an extra pedal, by the way.
Fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
what would your amp be, Joel?
I love the 5150 as well, Adam's old one. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick my old Soldano SLO 100. It's kind of a strange one. It's modded to be a single channel. It has the Warren Haynes mod, so it makes it darker.
Right.
And then it has a depth mod in it. No effects loop. It's super simple, but it sounds a lot like a 5150.
They're
Sounds like an
strikingly
expensive
similar,
5150. You know,
Right.
it's, yeah. When you really mic them up, it's crazy how close we can get them. So I just kind of been two of our favorite amps throughout the years.
And I'm going to add to, and as far as guitar goes, I guess you're going to have to say a particular brand if you want a hotel room tonight.
With our comparison guy right there, yeah, we should probably say we only play our comparisons. But we love these; they're great.
What it?
Sound great, right?
I'm going to ask a question now. When going back to the studio and creating textures, do you guys roll the game back to create extra texture sometimes to give fatness? Does that make sense?
Or different amplifiers.
Yeah, usually
Right.
different amps.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are in bands, by the way? A lot of people in bands. How many of you have recorded or want to record and sound more like these guys?
Ew.
Cool. What advice would you give someone when it came to actually the recording process and not the fine line between clever and stupid? Too much gain, too much bass, too much whatever.
Make sure your guitar is intonated. That's very important.
That does help.
Yes. And then, yeah, just have good gear. That's it.
Because sometimes less is more, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a cliche. Sometimes more is more, according to Ingve, anyway. But
Yeah.
sometimes less is more.
Look at Ingve.
More is more.
Now, next question
I
would.
love that.
I disagree.
Yeah.
More is more.
I think he said in an interview. I loved it. It's awesome.
What
Like,
was
some
this?
people say less is more. Well, I disagree. I think more is more.
Yeah,
Nice, man.
I've actually got that in writing
That's
from him.
awesome.
More is more. Less is not more. Adam, this is another one from Matt Smith. He's a big fan of your production, even though you say you're not very good at it. When you've been working on projects that aren't Killswitch, have you ever halfway through the process realized this is magic, something special?
No. I just try to make everything I work on like the best it can be. You know, I'm just try to have a logical mind about what I'm doing and how we can make the songs the best possible songs that they can be. Always, that's very important. And knowing how you want to take the listener on a journey. Just it should be compelling to listen to.
Now, when you work with outside producers, because like you mix some of your stuff, but you have worked with people like Brendan O'Brien. How hard is it for you sometimes to take an outside opinion, going, no, change that, fix that, shorten this?
It's great for me. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Does it? So, it doesn't mess with your head like this.
No. I actually appreciate people like giving their 2 cents.
Right. So that's the other clue: is if you respect someone and you've asked them to help, listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't let this little voice in your head called the ego think you're better than they
When
are.
you're making a record, ego goes out the window. It's
Yeah.
not about your parts. It's about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's great advice right there. I'm going to ask one more question, then I'm going to come out to you guys while they play another song. When I saw you live last, it was a fly date. What do you play on fly dates? Do you haul amps with you, or do you use the modeling things?
Lately, we've been taking our Kempers, which have been working out awesome, and we've had some time to do some profiles of some of our favorite amps at home, and it's been kind of a game changer because we used to hate doing fly-in shows and dealing with rental gear and all that stuff, and so we have this little lunchbox and you can have your tone in it. So it's really been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that must be. I mean, I've seen these guys play at 3 o'clock in front of the download crowd, which is approximately 84,000 people, and you have to walk up almost cold, hoping that everything's together. Does having a camper behind
funny you mentioned that. One of my worst shows I've ever played was Download when we flew in, and the amp that we rented didn't work properly. So I'm halfway through, the first song, and like the most gain I can get out of my guitar is like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Oh my God! So I guess there was some kind of power issue feeding the head, and so yeah, it's. I think I've learned through trial and tribulation that less is more. Like just show up with my own Kemper, power it up, and it's what we use every show.
Now, do you front end the Kemper with the pedal, or do you actually profile the?
We just go straight up with our profiles. Yeah.
Right.
We
So that's
usually-
all part of your process.
We profile the 808 into the profile, amp profile, so just have it on as we do it, and
Gotcha.
it captures that pretty well, actually.
So all of you who put your hand up for questions, I'm going to leave the stage now, which you'll be very happy to hear.
Get out of here!
Yeah, get out. Do you want to hear another song? Gentlemen, by the way, how cool is this that these guys have taken the time to do this? Thank you, you guys. Thanks, the Guitar Company, Comparison, for doing this. Because
This is it's definitely been. This is a new thing for us. It's very awkward for us to not be here with our band. So sorry if we're weird.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for making us comfortable. You guys have been really cool. It's all good then.
It must be a drummer or bass player right there. You good? Song's called Strength of the Mind. 4 counts, bro.
Okay, so that guy put his hand up first, so keep your hand there, my friend, I won't forget you. Oh, do you play bass? Okay, I won't forget you.
Thanks, man. Sick shirt, by the way. Hey, guys, thank you for coming. I just wondered...
Nice shirt.
Yeah. I just wondered if there's any chance of part 2 of this or Times of Grace. And my other guitar player's name is Joel, too. So.
Aw, that's cute.
Nice
Thanks,
name,
guys.
bro.
Yes, and yes. More so Times of Grace. I think I've got like 5 songs tracked, so vocals done. Just here he comes back. All right.
I just wanted to say that record, Times of Grace, that helped me through some hard times, man. Thank
Right
you.
on. Right on, man. Thank you. Me
That's-
too, actually.
And that's one of the great things about music. It can help us through the greatest therapy, the greatest addiction, and it's free. Well, no, buy it. Don't steal stuff. That sucks.
It's pretty much free. Come
Yeah,
on.
it kind of is. You know, if you like something on YouTube, though, do me a favor, buy the damn thing. If you don't, then don't think, what happened to my favorite band? I stole all their stuff and they've stopped being a band. It's your fault. Guilty as charged. So don't steal. If you like it, buy it, or get the hell off the internet and get a life. But how I really feel, then.
So in the spirit of weird, I've heard.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've heard that you guys got your name from an X-Files episode, and I've watched the episode. Is there a story behind that?
Our bass player Mike came up with it, so
Yeah.
weird.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really was X-Files, though, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Truth is
So
out
he
there,
says.
bro.
Here, we have a young lady here.
Does it really feel like 20 years?
Yes.
Look
Every
in the mirror. Yes.
second I feel.
It actually went by pretty quick, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
No,
It's kind of
when-
crazy to think about.
When you think about our lives 20 years ago, it's pretty nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Hey, we're lucky enough. I can't believe people actually, care about our music. It's nuts.
I'll be there.
What song or riffs are you guys the most proud of over the years?
Joel?
It's tough to say. I mean, we have so many songs. I don't know. I can't
Riffs.
tell which ones are the good ones anymore. I think End of Heartache was kind of one of my favorites when we first played that song live, because we didn't play it for a long time when that record came out. We're like, that song's too slow. It's going to bore people. And remember the first time we played it live, and all the stops, everybody was singing, like, wow, maybe we have a good one on our hands here, and we didn't even know it. So that was pretty fun. It's the one that pops out to me anyways.
I don't have any. Honestly, I like playing shows where people are singing along, and whatever people are having a good time yelling back at us is my favorite song of the night. Yeah, that's it.
Hi.
Hi, how you?
I'm good. About you?
I'm good.
I'm just curious because this was the one that got me introduced to you guys. How did the cover of Holy Diver come about?
The publication in the UK, Kerrang,
Yes.
asked us to cover something for.
What was it, the 20th anniversary, right?
It was an anniversary issue.
Yeah. They gave us a list of songs, right?
Yep.
And I think the Dio song that was on there was "We Rock," and we're like, "That's an awesome song too." But like, we want to do Dio, but is it okay if we do Holy Diver? Because we love that record.
I love that record.
The whole
start to
record's
finish.
fantastic.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Not our
And then-
version. The original's good.
Yeah, the original is really good, and ours is,
Yeah.
And then I came up with the video concept. I was the prettiest princess ever.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys know, I had onions for breasts.
Yes.
I'm not even kidding.
When my mom first saw that video, she's like, "Oh, how come you guys didn't get a prettier girl to play the Oh no, it's Adam.
I made sure not to shave for 5 days. It was
Yeah.
great.
Half grown in beard and onion boobs.
What guy would say no?
Yeah. There's one thing we got right about that cover was the video.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. I'm Trace.
Hey, how
it
you
going,
doing?
Earlier you mentioned that just get good gear, but in your personal unsponsored opinion, does gear really matter?
To a point, it does. It actually does. Am I right?
Yeah, to a point. I don't think you have to spend a ton of money these days to get something good. I mean, but,
Agree. Yeah, you can make cheaper stuff work. It's
yeah.
very possible. Yeah. Just make sure you intonate it.
Intonate it. Yeah.
So mad about intonation today.
So I want to know, what does it feel like to be known for making one of the best wrestling themes of all time?
Wow.
Well, at least in my opinion.
Are you a drummer or bass player? No.
Guitar player, actually.
Dang it.
Man. Can't use
Actually, I
that
play
one.
them all, so.
You're confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Thanks. My next question is, what does it feel when people say that you have meant the world to them, like you've helped them through tough times? How does that make you guys feel? Because I know the end of Heartache helped me a lot.
It's important. We have a lot of lyrics written for that purpose. There's a lot of negativity and garbage in the world today, so it's we try to write songs that can be uplifting and inspirational, or try to be influential in a good way. It's how many metal songs have you heard about eating corpses and stuff? It's fun and all, but I've never eaten a corpse, so I'll let you know.
As of yet.
Yeah, I have time still.
There's still time, man. Still young.
Yeah.
There's always time.
Yeah.
So how's it going, guys? Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, man.
I really recently got into the European metal stuff, the Gothenburg scene, a lot of those guys. And I'm finding it's really, really hard to find other people, at least around here, that are interested in playing or even listening to that kind of music. Do you guys think you have a harder time finding an audience for that style in the States, or is it really no different?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's kind of pretty consistent everywhere these days, right?
We've played with European metal bands over here, and they've had great
been,
shows.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah.
One of the first tours we did was that Hypocrisy Soul Work tour.
Right.
It was super awesome, and everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
So I think people get it.
So one of the things I like about you guys is it doesn't seem like you force the sound. You're able to perfectly blend the really heavy verses with the really melodic choruses. And I just wanted to ask, when you start writing a new song, which one of those usually comes first, or is it a combination of both?
Me personally, I'll just come up with an idea. It usually ends up being the verse, but I guess I don't know if I've ever written a chorus before I've written a verse. It's like I write a part, and then I just hear another part that comes after it, and then all of a sudden the song's done. That's just the way I write.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever written a chorus for a song first.
Yeah.
It's usually a verse riff and maybe another riff, and then I don't know what the heck to do, and I ask him. Because he's good at that stuff.
I don't know about that.
Well,
You're so nice, Joel. Joel's nice.
Yeah. Hey, Joel, a quick question. Could you look to your left and tell me what the clock says?
3:34.
Ooh, 1 minute past dime time. I'm going to ask a favor, if you two don't mind, but I'm going to put you on the spot. There's one more question.
Mm-hmm.
We've got enough time. Because I'm such a big fan and because I love my curse so much, will you play us out after this question by redoing that? Anyone have a problem with that, by the way? Do you have a problem with that? Do you guys have a problem?
Yes. No.
Okay, one more question. So strap your axes on, chaps.
I was just curious if we're going to get another Serpentine Dominion album eventually.
He already asked that.
Oh, did he?
Hey, tell him.
Sorry.
Get out of here.
Drummer.
Drummer? Oh, yeah. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for these two guys, Adam and Joel. Thank you for Killswitch Engage. 20 years! Yeah!
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thank you guys very much.
Do that song again, yeah?
Let's hear it. Don't forget, July 16th, the Clyde Theater. Support American metal, support Killswitch, celebrate their 20 years. And by the way, just so you know, these badges, they've got tracking devices. We know who you are and where you live. So if you don't turn up, we'll be after your ass.
That's
You got
not
that?
true. That's actually not true.
That's